For our next shaper experimenting project, I figured we'd try cleaning up this homemade V-block. It's been kicked around quite a bit, needs a little bit of love. So the first thing I'll do, and I'll probably do that off camera, I might show a little bit of footage, but I need to just clean up the back, clean up the sides, maybe the ends. You know, that's just, you know, plain old flat shaping like we did before. We've already seen that. So for the V groove, I think the first thing that we've got to do is come in and put a relief cut in the bottom. And I'm going to have to modify this tool. It doesn't have enough relief to get down in there. This is a factory ground high-speed steel. And then what I want to do is experiment using the angle down feed. And we'll come in and do a cut like this. I found this tool bit in my stash, and it'll probably work. It actually looks like it's got the correct geometry. It's only going to work on this side though. So I think I'm also going to regrind this one into a kind of a pointed one that would work on either side. This is not hardened. It's probably just mild steel. Well, it could be maybe some type of alloy steel, but it's definitely not hardened. Well, this is turning out to be a little more of a challenge. So there's nothing square on this block. This back is really warped. So I couldn't get it to sit flat in the vise. So I figured, well, I'll start on this side, put this side down, face down in the vise. Well, it's not flat either. But and you can see I started lapping this on the lapping plate. See where the distortion is. I'm going to continue to work on this side. I just wanted to show you how bad that was. And then these sides are not parallel with each other either. I mean, they're close, but so I was using the copper wire trick, but it would not sit down in the vise because the back was so warped. Okay. I thought that was interesting. Cleaning up good on the first pass. Still a couple little dings, but I think I'm going to switch to the shear tool and hopefully it'll clean up with that. Okay, good enough. Still got a little tiny dingus there and a little artifact there, but that'll be fine. I think we picked up a chip or something. We have a pattern change. I wasn't watching it the whole time. All right, flipping it over. This block is really out of square. So part of the problem is I think they cut the V groove after everything else, and it probably relieves some stresses. So we're getting it squared up. I'm going to take a 10/1000 cut on the top here. I'm skeptical that will clean it up, but let's see what happens. I don't know, we might get lucky. It just might clean up. I'll show you at the end here. Looks like 10/1000 is going to do it. We'll do a spring pass for cleanup afterward. Looks like it's going to take a second pass after this one. This side's really out of whack. Alright, so we cleaned up Bubba's V-block. There's a couple little dinguses that didn't clean up all the way, but for what we're doing, it's going to be good. At least it's square now and flat. So our next step is going to be to put a little relief groove down the center of the V groove. So we're going to use this tool here. Just come in and I don't know how deep we're going to go. We'll see when we get started. So this was a factory ground grooving tool. I put a little back rake on it, and I took out some of the side material here to give us a little more clearance to get down in there. So that'll be our first step, and then we'll come in with just ground this one up, a pointed round nose tool, and this one's got, I tried to get 10 degrees of back rake, but I was just eyeballing it and doing it by hand, but I think we're pretty close. And I have no idea what this angle is. I just strictly did it by eyeball. So anyways, we're going to come in with this. We're going to swing our downfeed compound. I'm not sure if you want to call it a compound or not, but we'll swing the downfeed to 45 degrees and see if we can come in here and clean up these V grooves. So this will be a whole new operation for us, along with the grooving also. All right, let's head over there and get it set up. I've changed our clapper box so that it's straight on, okay? And I've been using Mr. Pragmatic Lee's eye-chrometer to line this up, and I think we're pretty good. What I have noticed is this original V-groove is a little out of square. So I think I've got it about as close as I can here. So let's just go for it. Trying to get my timing here. All right, let me take a look at that. That looks pretty good. There's just a little hint of chatter on the bottom. All right, I like it. Okay, let me change the setup for the V-cut. I'm having a little trouble figuring out which way to set the clapper box, since our downfeed is set at 45 degrees. The way I've got it set here, I think, is correct. So our feed is that direction. Well, normally your clapper box points toward the direction you're feeding. So that would be, let's take it to the extreme, that would be this way. So then, when it swings up, that is greatly exaggerated into the what would be the finished cut. All right, I think this is correct. So this is our cutting surface, and usually you have the clapper box pointing at the surface that you're cutting. So I think this is correct. We're going to try it. Let me know if I got this set up right or not, if you guys know. Okay, so now this is going to be our step over feed, And our normal x-axis feed is going to be our depth of cut. A lot to remember, so here we go. Okay, we're making contact. Back this out. Let's just do a dust off here. Just to see where we're at. All right, looks safe enough. Reset. I gotta figure out which way to turn the x-axis here. There we go. A little bit more. Let me back that off. Watching my clearance here, I'm getting pretty close with that one bolt on the bottom of the down feed there. I think we'll be okay though. Okay, we're back out. I'm going to back out with it off. And I went the wrong way. No, I didn't. This is like a brain twister here, trying to remember which way to turn everything. And all right, I had to put a little cheater arrow on my x-axis feed so I go the right way. And I think I've dialed in a 5/1000 cut, so let's go for it here. I think another 5/1000 will probably do it. Okay, I'll bring you back when we get to the end here. Got cleaned up all the way. Let me get the light. Hey, okay, so rather than change our setup, I'm just going to flip this block around. All right, let me do that. Okay, I dialed in what should be a 5/1000 depth of cut here on the second side. Let me see if I can get you a different angle here. Okay, I changed your viewing angle a little bit. So we're ready to go on the second side. I've dialed in a 5/1000 depth of cut. Whoops. Almost did a bozo. All right. Okay. I almost engaged the auto feed. That would have been bad. Okay, this isn't doing much. I'm going to back off and give it an additional 5 thousandths for a total depth of cut of 10 thousandths. Otherwise we'll be here all day. Well, this side looks a lot worse. It's going to take a little more cleanup. Okay. I'm going to check something. I'll bring you guys back. Okay, we're back. I was a little suspicious that it didn't have our workpiece tapped all the way down in the vise, so I gave it a few more tappy tap taps, and it might have been raised up just a little bit, so it was definitely worth checking. Man, you really got to concentrate on your down feed to get it on the backstroke. Can't get distracted, that's for sure. Okay, we're cutting air. Let me set up for another 5 thousandths. Okay, hopefully this will be the cleanup pass. Two little tiny blemishes there. I'm going to do a 1 thousandths cleanup pass on the way up, and I'll bring you back when we're getting close to the end there. I don't know how many of you caught that, but I was turning the wrong dial when I was trying to set that 1 thousandths for our cleanup cut. I got it this time. Okay, I'll bring you back when we're close to the end here. Okay, that's our finished pass. Still got one little mark in there. And we got a little bozo incident here. See this mark here on the top? Can't even feel it, but on our last down feed, went a little too far and it drug on this lock nut back here on the gib, on one of the gib screws. So I think what I'll do is I'll dust off the top of this with the shear tool to hide our mistake there. But yeah, overall pretty good. I'm just going to leave that little blemish. Okay. Well, manually down feeding is not a lot of fun. Okay. It gets old pretty fast and really tests your hand-eye coordination. All right. Let me take care of dusting this off, and then we'll meet back at the bench. Shear tool's doing a nice job. Looks great. Okay, got it all deburred, cleaned up, and wow, for our first time trying an angle cut with the shaper, I'm happy. That looks great. It's too bad we got these couple little, those are pretty deep, those two little dings there. Well, we're just going to leave them. Yeah, so we did pretty good on our angle cut and our slot. That worked good. And we got all the sides trued up. Little kind of still a little funny pattern on the bottom here. I think I may not have had the tool bit all the way tightened down, so I can always dust that off later. But yeah, I mean, compared to what it looked like after Mr. Bubba had been using it for a few years, what a difference. Wow. Okay, well, I want to thank everybody for stopping by, hanging with us here. I've got to go watch my grandson play hockey, so we will see you guys next Monday. All right, take care. Bye-bye.